Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My young brothers and sisters, today we are going to travel back in time to meet some amazing prophets and a person from the time of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Get ready for an adventure that will make your heart soar with excitement and teach you valuable lessons about patience and faith. Imagine being swallowed by a massive fish and surviving inside its belly for 40 days. It sounds crazy, right? When he was just a young man, he left his home to follow Allah Almighty's call. But he wasn't alone. His wife and son stayed with him. Once upon a time in a faraway land, there lived a poor man with a donkey. One day, while he was plowing his field, his donkey suddenly disappeared. It's a fascinating tale about a knowledgeable man named Solbin Abdallah. One day, while he was sitting in a mosque, a person came up to him and asked, "Do you know what the time is?" Solbin Abdallah replied, "Yes, the time for good deeds." The person was confused and asked again, "But what is the actual time?" Solbin Abdallah pointed towards the Kaaba and said, "The time is whatever time it is in the vicinity of the Kaaba." This person still didn't understand and insisted on knowing the exact time. So Solbin Abdallah said, "The time is that you should fear Allah Almighty." The person persisted and asked, "But tell me the time, O knowledgeable man." Then Solbin Abdallah said, "If you want to know the time, look towards the sky and see how the sun is setting. If you see the sun setting, it means the time is for you to perform the evening prayer." The person went outside the mosque to observe the sunset and hurried back to Solbin Abdallah to inform him that he had seen the sunset. Solbin Abdallah smiled and said, "You see, my brother, I told you the time was for performing the evening prayer." Then he added, "Look at the stars in the sky. Tell me what you see." The person looked up and said, "I see the star called Dual-Yuta." Solbin Abdallah explained that this star appears after the Maghrib time and before Isha's time. "So now you know the approximate time, don't you?" The person nodded his head. Solbin Abdallah then said, "Remember, my son, the most important thing is to fear Allah Almighty. As for the actual time, you don't need to worry about it." This story teaches us that the most important thing is to be mindful of Allah Almighty's time and to focus on performing our duties according to His will. It also reminds us not to waste our time worrying about things that are beyond our control. He searched everywhere for his donkey, but it was nowhere to be found. Just when he was about to give up, he heard a voice that said, "Look under the big oak tree at the edge of your field." The man rushed to the tree and saw his donkey, but it was no ordinary donkey. It could speak and understand human language. The donkey greeted the man and said, "I am not just any donkey. I am one of the Ashab al-Kahf, a group of righteous young men who have been blessed with extraordinary abilities. I have been sent to help you and be your companion." The man was stunned. He couldn't believe what he was hearing, but he accepted the donkey and named him Bakari. From that day on, Bakari became the man's closest friend. He helped him in the field and guided him in his daily life. One day, Bakari told the man that it was time for him to return to his friends in the cave. He explained that their time in this world was coming to an end and they had to prepare for their journey back to Allah. The man was sad to hear this, but he understood that Bakari's duty was to return to his people. Before leaving, Bakari gave the man a special gift, a ring that would protect him from harm and bring him good fortune. The man kept the ring safe and never took it off. Years passed, and one day the man became very ill. As he lay on his deathbed, Bakari returned to him in a dream. He told the man that the time had come for him to join his friends in the cave. The man, with Bakari's help, peacefully departed from this world and was reunited with his friends in the afterlife. This amazing story teaches us to always remain hopeful and patient in difficult times. It also reminds us to be grateful for the blessings of friendship and to never lose sight of our faith. They had a big house with high walls, but one day, Ibrahim has heard a voice from above saying it's time to leave. Remember the patience of Prophet Yunus as, the faith of Hazrat Ibrahim as, and the everlasting friendship of the Ashab al-Kahf. May these stories continue to teach us valuable lessons, and may they remind us to always turn to Allah Almighty for help and guidance. He went to his wife and told her about the voice, but she didn't believe him. She thought it was just a dream. Ibrahim knew that this was a serious message from Allah Almighty. So he decided to leave his wife and son behind and go on this journey alone. He walked for a long time until he saw a beautiful valley. It looked like a great place to settle down. So he said to himself, maybe this is where Allah Almighty wants me to live. But then the voice spoke again and said, keep going. Don't stop here. Ibrahim continued his journey until he reached a lush green area with flowing rivers and tall palm trees. Again, he thought this must be the place, but once more, the voice told him to keep walking. Ibrahim felt a little upset because he wanted to rest, but he kept going. The voice instructed him to go to a specific area where a few small trees were growing, and there, under one of those trees, he should build a house. Ibrahim did as he was told, and soon his new home was ready. After a while, his wife and son joined him, and they lived happily ever after. This story reminds us to always listen to Allah Almighty and trust His plan for us. But that's exactly what happened to Prophet Yunus as he was sent by Allah Almighty to the people of Nineveh, but they didn't believe in him. So Allah Almighty sent a big fish to swallow him. Now, imagine being trapped in the dark, wet belly of a fish with no food or water. That would be scary, right? But Yunus has remained patient and trusted in Allah Almighty. Finally, after 40 days, he was spit out on dry land. That's a miracle for you. This story teaches us to never lose hope in Allah Almighty's plan, no matter how tough things get. First, let's dive into the heartwarming tale of Prophet Yunus as. Next, we'll meet the incredible Hazrat Ibrahim as, also known as Prophet Abraham. Now let's meet a group of amazing friends, the Ashab al-Kahf, whose story will blow your mind. So, my young brothers and sisters, these are just a few of the incredible stories from the past that can inspire and guide us today. Now let us shift our attention to a special Jew story called Which Means Do You Know? May the peace and blessings of Allah Almighty be upon you all. Until next time.